YouTube, what's going on? We're back with another Throne and Liberty video. In this video, we're going to go over the biggest mistakes that I made while I was trying to learn PvP in this game, as far as like the gear and all of that stuff. Now, let's go ahead and just go get right into it. Now, if we go ahead and start with our gear, the biggest, most important thing that I was messing up on my whole entire gear, and I probably wasted a lot of Lucent leveling up a bunch of gear that was going to be irrelevant in the long term, and that is your hit chance. So whatever your main stat is, go ahead and take a look at your stats right now, and is your hit chance below 800 to 1000 at the bare minimum? If it's between 1000 to 1.2 thousand, you're perfect. If you're about 800 to 1000, you're kind of on the low side. And if you're where I'm at right now, 565, then you've got some work to do and you need to start adding some hit chance into your build. Now, it's very easy to add hit chance to your build, and I'm kind of annoyed because I didn't realize it at the time, but the basic gear that you get, the heroic gear that you get for free in the game, is actually end game gear. I didn't believe it, I didn't expect it, but yes, this is end game gear because it gives you hit chance. I thought that since these were given to you for free, you could get them as world drops if you're lucky from some monsters, that this gear is garbage and you need to go for these set pieces like this that give you added crit damage, added crit attack speed. That sounds insane, right? That sounds like that's what you want for PvP. But if you look at this tunic right here, it actually does not give you any hit chance. It doesn't even give you any stats such as strength, dex, wisdom, or perception. So this tunic right here, while it's okay if you're going to have a two-piece Shadow Harvester set in the beginning of the game, for the end game, it's not going to be very good for you because the fact that it doesn't have any stat points over here, and it also does not give you any hit chance. So pretty much any piece that doesn't give you one or the other is most likely not going to be an end game piece for you. Now let's go ahead and just go over my gears, that way I can show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. This isn't going to be my final end game gear, there's a couple things that I'm going to change to make it a bit better, but this is what I've got for right now. I've got the Phantom Wolf Mask. I got this as a drop from the world boss, so I decided, okay, I'm just going to make my build around this and have some fun with this, and that meant I had to swap to Crossbow Dagger. So I swapped to Crossbow Dagger, and I've been having some fun with that. The Ancient Tapestry Mantle right here, you guys saw me level this up. This is a very good piece. This doesn't have any dex or anything on that, but most of the capes don't have that, so that's perfectly fine. The Phantom Wolf Mask, as you see, has a set effect and dex, so it's very good. These gloves are just a temporary thing until I get the Shadow Harvester gloves from the dungeon. But these gloves, if you guys need some good blue gloves, check it out on the auction house. These gloves, really cheap, really good, insane ranged evasion, max health, and attack range increase, plus more attack speed as a trait. These gloves are insane for the early game, guys. I have the Phantom Wolf Breeches, which I probably will be changing out if I can ever get the Shadow Harvester pants. I got the Clasp of the Conqueror, which you could get just by running the Abyss token quests. I have this ring, which I made a huge mistake on this one. I should have kept that free blue ring that you got from the lithograph. Again, I thought purple better, right? No. In this game, stats are king, and believe it or not, there's no ring that gives as much attack speed and dex as a blue ring in the game. It's crazy. I have the Sapphire Dimensional Band. You can get this for free by doing your dungeon runs. You can get either the Sapphire one, I think the other one's called the Amber one. And then I have this belt as a temporary one. And as you saw through all my gear that I was going to be keeping, I have Wisdom Perception, I have Dex, I have Strength Perception, I have more Perception. Everything that I'm using has a little bit of stats to help my build become even stronger, and that is why I have so many high stat points right here. That's why I'm up to 62 Dex right now, and I now have 120 crit chance. Now, another thing that a lot of people are messing up on is they're not leveling their strength for PvP. You want to get to at least 30 strength for PvP. Anyone can do it. You get 10, you just put 20 points in it if you need to, and then you will have your 750 health. If possible, try to go for 50 strength to get that heavy attack chance if you're like an archer or something like that. Every class wants some sort of different stat points. but the breakpoint for this is 30 to 50. And then for dex, pretty much as high dex as you can get. If you want to go an evasion build, obviously you want 70. Wisdom is really not too important for PvP, and perception is going to be try to get to that at least to 60. Is honestly as much perception as possible, because perception gives you hit chance, so perception's always good as well. Now, those are the main mistakes that I made with the gear, is just not focusing on end game gear. Don't be wasting your traits on gears that you're not planning on keeping. So for example, this tunic, I'm not planning on keeping it on my end game gear build, so I'm not going to bother trading this right now until I get the proper set piece that I'm actually looking for, because it's pretty difficult to trait a piece and then just throw it away for a new piece. You're going to be wasting a lot of Lucent that way. Now, other than that, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys that you could also equip stellarite onto your weapons right here. So make sure you're always equipping stellarite. That's also very important for your builds. You just go ahead and go right there and you can equip your stellarite onto your weapon. And now both of my weapons have stellarite. That means when I'm doing PvP, PvE, anything, that's going to be an extra 10% damage right there that you guys should be getting at all times. And if you guys are doing some serious PvP, like rift bosses or something, put on that quality stellarite for that extra 15%. Now, that's the very, very basics for PvP, is making sure you have that hit chance and whatnot. But there's also a couple other things that I want to go over before we end the video. We're going to go ahead and head on over to, right now we are in Castleton. If you're in Castleton and you head on over to this right here, the Arena Sundries Merchant, you guys can get some very good bracelets right here. I recommend, depending on your class, but for my class, the Skillful Oppressor bracelet is a very good one. It gives attack speed, it gives you that hit chance, and it gives you that bind chance. This is a very, very good, easy to get, absolutely free. You can get it in one day just by doing the arena, and you could just throw that bad boy on. I'm probably going to do that, so I feel bad about throwing 600 max health onto this bracer. I probably am going to keep this, I guess. Maybe I'll keep the bracers for PvE since I've already leveled it. It's not really the way you want to do it, but I kind of messed up with that. I probably should have just bought the bracelet if I was planning on using that, but that's a good way to get the bracelet. And then another important thing that hopefully you guys are paying attention to, let's go down over here, because I'm not exactly sure if the little blue guy down here can craft it, but you can actually craft a very, very important item for PvP right over here. I believe it is at the accessory crafter. So let's go ahead and run on over to the accessory crafter right here. And what we're going to be looking for is something I can't craft right now, but it is a very good item. Actually, let's just check through the crafting list. It should be under miscellaneous, right? This right here, the Precious Purification Stone. This is what we're looking for. So in order to craft it, you're going to just need 25 of each of these things. Pretty easy to get. But then you're going to need 60 Abyssal Aggregates. And what this is just a free remove CC. So whenever someone gets you on a CC, such as like a greatsword guy who stuns you and gets ready to freaking destroy you, you can go ahead and just use that, get it out of the way, and you're safe. So it looks like it's crafted by the Senior Sundries crafter. It's the Sundries guy, so right next to me. So this is the guy that crafts it, right there, Purification Stone. So you're gonna need 60 Abyssal Aggregates, which is pretty expensive. But other than that, I recommend if anyone's playing PvP seriously that they make sure to start focusing on getting this as well. It's going to be very helpful and very game-changing. Now, that's pretty much all I've got for you guys today. Hopefully you guys learned something today, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.